Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Margarita, and on my channel I share homemaking and motherhood videos. Today I'm sharing another What's for Dinner video where I take you along in cooking dinner with me this week. I hope you guys enjoy this video and get some dinner ideas. For the first dinner of the week, I made some slow cooker pot roast, and I'm starting off by searing the meat on all the sides and prepping the rest of the ingredients that need to go in. Searing the meat gives it a lot of extra flavor, and I will have this recipe linked down below for you. Once the meat is seared, I am adding it to my slow cooker along with the rest of the ingredients. Because my roasts were quite big, I went ahead and cooked this on high for 7 to 8 hours. I did take the potatoes out about halfway through because they were done. The meat ended up being super tender. This was perfect for Sunday when we were very busy and we had a really good dinner at the end of the day. I did want something green to go with this, so I just threw some green beans into the air fryer, and this is what dinner looked like. I do like to pour some melted butter over the potatoes, and then I poured some of the liquid from the pot roast from the slow cooker over the meat. So this was dinner number one. I just put it on a table and everybody helped themselves. I do want to say that the pot roast was delicious and we had a little bit left over the next day, which I ended up making some quesadillas with for lunch, and that was also really good. The next day I made some beef with buckwheat. I want to make my beef super tender, so I'm just going to throw it into my Instant Pot for 25 minutes in about 1 cup of broth. And while that is going, I'm going to chop up all the veggies that my buckwheat needs. I'm just going to be using carrots, an onion, and some mushrooms today. I'm going to preheat a pot over medium heat with some avocado oil, and I'm going to saute the veggies until they are cooked through and turning golden. At this point, my meat is finished cooking in my Instant Pot, so I'm just removing it into a separate bowl, and I'm just going to separate it a little bit more with a fork. See how tender it is? It's perfect bite-sized pieces. I am saving some of the liquid to use to cook my buckwheat. I am using a strainer to get any gunky stuff out. Now that my veggies are done, I am adding the meat that I cooked in my Instant Pot to it, going to stir this together and then add liquid to it. I am going to be cooking 2 cups of buckwheat, so I'm using about 4.5 cups of water or broth. I cooked the buckwheat for about 25 minutes on low heat and it turned out perfectly fluffy. To go with the buckwheat, I decided to make a cucumber and tomato salad. This is something that we all love, and I just dressed it with some oil, salt, and pepper. So this is dinner, so delicious and so healthy. I absolutely love buckwheat. This was enough for dinner and lunch the next day. So the following day I made some beef lo mein and some beef egg rolls. This is always a family favorite. I am starting off with the egg rolls. I have about a pound of meat that I am going to brown on a skillet. I do like to season it with salt and pepper as I am cooking. While my meat is browning, I'm going to prepare my vegetables, and I'm just going to be using carrots and cabbage, but you can also add onions, some sprouts if you have any, maybe little pieces of broccoli, whatever you wish. My family is pretty picky, so I'm just using cabbage and carrots. Once my meat has cooked through, I'm going to remove it from the pan into a separate bowl. And I'm not going to wash the pan, I'm just going to go ahead and saute the cabbage and carrots in it. Once my veggies are cooked through, as you can see, the cabbage is wilted and so is the carrots. It's soft to the touch. I'm going to go ahead and also remove this from the pan and just add it into the bowl with my meat. I'm going to stir together the meat and the cabbage and carrots together, and this is going to be my filling. I will be using 1 package of egg roll wraps. I also need some water and a pastry brush. I am placing the egg roll wraps on a large surface, and I'm going to be brushing some water on all of the corners. The water is going to help seal the wrapper. So I'm just going to kind of create like an envelope with my filling and just roll it shut. I'm about halfway done enrolling all of my egg rolls, so I'm going to start preheating my skillet. I'm using olive oil and I'm preheating the skillet on low to medium heat while I finish rolling the rest of my egg rolls. Once all of my egg rolls are wrapped, I am ready to start frying them. My oil has preheated now, and I'm just going to fry them one side at a time. Once the side is golden, I'm just going to flip them over and fry the other side. I have a bowl ready lined with some paper towels. I'm going to use this to catch any extra oil after the egg rolls are finished cooking. I remove them from the pan and I'm going to place them kind of standing up so the oil can drain out. I'm going to continue cooking the rest of the egg rolls and then we can get started on the beef lo mein. These are the veggies that I will be chopping up for my lo mein, just some broccoli, carrots, a bell pepper, mushrooms, and a red onion. But of course you can use whatever veggies you wish. I have preheated a skillet on medium heat and I'm going to cook 1 pound of beef. I have sliced this beef into stir-fry pieces. I season the meat with some salt and pepper. While I am stir-frying that, I am bringing a pot of water to a boil, which I will be cooking the rice noodles in. For this recipe, you need some beef broth. I don't have any, but I do have this beef base that I buy at Costco, which is great when you don't have any broth on hand. So I'm just going to make the sauce. I do like to double the sauce. The full recipe will be linked down below for you, but I do want to mention that I always double or triple the sauce, just because I like my noodles nice and saucy. Once the meat has been cooked through, I'm going to remove it aside, just place it in another bowl, and then I'm going to cook my vegetables. I like to put some oil into the pan and just stir fry my vegetables until they are soft and tender. As I am stir-frying my vegetables, my pot of water has come to a boil, so I'm just tossing my rice noodles in it. If you do not like rice noodles, you can definitely use fettuccine noodles. I have used that in the past, but I do love the taste of rice noodles. I'm adding the meat back into the skillet, going to stir-fry this together, and then add the sauce and bring everything to a simmer. Once my noodles are finished cooking, I'm going to go ahead and drain all the water out, and I'm going to place the noodles into the skillet with the vegetables and the sauce and toss everything together to combine. So this was dinner, our beef lo mein with our beef egg rolls. This is always so delicious, and we never have any leftovers for the next day. The following day, I made some beef chili. I'm using 2 pounds of meat. I'm going to go ahead and brown my ground beef. I like to season the beef with some salt, pepper, and some chili powder. While my meat is browning, I am chopping up all of the vegetables that I need for the chili. I'm using about 6 ribs of celery, 2 bell peppers, and 2 medium-sized onions. I do not have a recipe to link for you. I kind of had to adapt all the recipes I've tried in the past to something that my kids will actually eat. I'm going to pop some cans open. I'm just using tomato sauce. I'm using 3 cans of tomato sauce. My kids will not eat diced tomatoes in their chili. And I'm also going to rinse 3 cans of beans and set that aside. Once my meat has cooked through, I'm going to add all of my chopped vegetables into the pot, and I'm going to stir this together and continue cooking it until all the vegetables have been cooked through and the onions are starting to become translucent. Next, I'm going to add my 3 cans of tomato sauce, and I'm also going to add 3 cans of water. I'm going to kind of rinse the can out with the water, swish it around just to collect all that extra sauce that is remaining in the can. I'm stirring everything to combine. I'm going to add my rinsed beans to the pot, and I'm going to season everything with some salt, pepper, some bay leaves, and some chili powder. I will prop the lid on the pot so steam can escape while cooking, and I will be cooking this on low heat for about 3 hours. I like to stir it about every 30 minutes to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. After about 3 hours, the liquid will significantly evaporate. It'll become nice and thick and brown in color. So this is what dinner looks like. I like to add some cheddar cheese, some chopped fresh tomatoes, green onions, and sour cream to my bowl. Everybody dresses their bowls however way they like it, and I made enough for dinner that day and lunch the next day. For Thursday's dinner, I made some beef manti, which are Russian steamed dumplings. The ingredients are very simple. You just need some ground beef, an onion, and some wonton wraps. You do need a steamer. My steamer is from Ukraine. My mom brought it on her last trip there, but I will link some options that you can get on Amazon. You start with putting some water on the bottom portion of the steamer, and I'm going to go ahead and shred 1 onion into a bowl. You can go ahead and dice it if you wish. My kids are pretty picky with onions, so I do like to go ahead and shred it. I'm seasoning the meat with some salt and pepper, stirring it to combine, and this is the filling. To prevent my mante from sticking to the pan, I'm going to go ahead and oil it. If you have a spray, you can just spray them. I'm going to start by dipping the corners of my wraps into water, just like the egg roll wraps. You want to go ahead and kind of activate the dough. They are pretty dry, so you want to get the corners wet so it sticks together. I am using my cookie scooper to scoop up some meat, and I'm going to place it in the center of each wonton wrap. To make the classic mante shape, you want to just pinch the opposite sides together and then connect the 2 sides together. Once my first batch is done, I am transferring my mante or my dumplings to the first rack, and I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch space in between them just because they do slightly expand once they are finished cooking. I will be steaming these on medium heat for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I decided to make a creamy cucumber and tomato salad for the mante. I'm just dressing it with some sour cream and some mayonnaise, some salt and pepper, and I'm just going to toss everything to combine. I love the combination with the mante. So this is what dinner looked like tonight. Always a family favorite with no leftovers. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.